Alexa, what is a chemtrail?
Chemtrail, trails left by aircraft, are actually chemical or biological agents deliberately sprayed at high altitudes for a purpose undisclosed to the general public in clandestine programs directed by government officials.
We have seen such an increase, up to 50,000 percentage points of toxic aluminum in just 7 years. So that toxicity was not there before the trails were present, and again, it's exactly what geoengineers are proposing they want to do. We're finding the metals everywhere. Nobody has been able to source the metals anywhere else, and if we look at aluminum-related illnesses in the past year, they've been going through the roof, one of which is Alzheimer's. In Riverside County, close to where I live, we've seen Alzheimer's go up over 260% in just 10 years. So that's startling. Respiratory mortality. After they spray these particulates into the sky, they do fall down into the air that we breathe. So it does enter into our system. So I spoke about respiratory mortality. It's gone from number 8 on the list of mortality down to number 3 in just the past 6 years. Barium, which again is being found in very high levels, not only in our rain and snow samples, but people have been getting tested, blood tests and hair follicle tests, which have revealed very high levels of aluminum and barium. Barium's very toxic. I'm not saying for global warming, but geoengineers are proposing these programs stating that they want to put this reflective material, which is primarily aluminum, to reflect the sun and save us from the supposed threat of global warming. However, NASA studies show that putting aerosols into our sky will actually warm the planet.
What exactly is coming out of these chemical trails?
The elements that we know are primary elements: aluminum oxide, barium. We see manganese. Now in some of the chemical ice nucleation processes that are going on, this is a big part of these programs. We're seeing copper, lead.
The basic premise of the First Amendment of the Constitution, the right of free speech, the right of assembly, the right of free expression of religion, all of those presuppose a fundamental right, the freedom to think. That's the First Amendment, because it presupposes all of that. Without the freedom to think, none of the other liberties matter at all. We're created in the image of a creator. That means more than how we look. It has to do with what we are. And what we are very capable individuals. You have to be able to create a situation where the mind, if you were to look at it with an EEG and look at the brain activity, you get very coherent, very rhythmic patterns, the kind associated with the emotions of love and empathy and compassion. Same kind of patterns show up. Higher ordered thinking is associated with these coherent patterns, these rhythmic patterns. Fear, flight responses, anger, hate, you get incoherent patterns all over the map at a higher amplitude, at a higher pulse rate that indicate agitation, confusion, the inability to think. What we do know is that in states of fear, worry, and anxiety, you cannot ever reach your higher capacity as a human being. So the easiest mind control technique, keep people in a state of fear and worry and agitation, and we're defeated before the first volley is fired.